Todd, what was the conversation with Dylan like following up on last night?
Oh, easy conversation. He's our captain. He cares. He's committed to doing things right. He had an off night. We all do. Coaches have off nights. Other players have off nights. He'll be ready to play, and we're excited about watching him do that.
Any lineup changes?
Oh, we're contemplating it, but we're obviously limited. We've got the injury, so we have Sheldon that we think we could put in if we so choose.
And lastly, just what did you gain from tonight's practice, just being in, especially being pretty much game time conditions?
Yeah, that's a good question because it's for the players that have played in these, and I asked Patrick Kane, I think this is his 7th or else his 8th. He has a pretty good idea of what to expect as far as conditions, starting with ice, boards, kind of the spatial awareness. It doesn't feel the same when you're on the ice surface as it does in a building. Add the crowd, and they're further away, yet they're noisy. So I think for those players that have played, and it'll come back quicker. For the new ones, I jumped on the ice with Alex Lyon, and he was like a kid in a candy shop. He thought this was an unreal, so cool. I think he said, "This is so cool." So some of the players are in awe of it a little bit, and they will be when they step on the ice and take a look around at the 90,000 people. But once the puck drops, it's hockey. It's just played in a different environment.
Left side, second row.
When you looked at the video, what did you see from last night further? I mean,
And nothing different. Areas that we had a pretty good idea we didn't play well in showed up in the video. So it's some nights as a staff you're tricked and you maybe play better than you thought, or else you weren't as bad in certain areas. We struggled in a few areas, and we've tried to address them. And the thing with our club is we have played better in those areas. We can do it. It's not like we're asking them to do something they can't. It's something they have done and can do, and we'll try and improve.
Is this a really good opportunity, a game like this, a really good setting, a really good opportunity to come back and rebound from something like that?
Well, it is, there's 32 teams that start, and it slowly whittles its way down to fewer and fewer throughout the year that want to play in the playoffs. And this is what happens in the playoffs. You can play game one and have a not so good night. It's about coming back and responding. Now it's only a 2-game series, and we get all of that. This is a big spectacle. We're talking a lot about it. It's build up. It's unreal for both organizations and all the players involved. But when we get done here, we're going to start talking about our next game against, I think it's Carolina or whoever else we play. They're all big. And if you put more value on the 2 points than any other night, you're cheating a game in the future, or else you've cheated a game in the past.
Right side, second row.
Todd, it's similar along those lines a little bit. The experience that you have here, I wonder what it does to know that the experience also involves really significant game too. And if I think back, I think you coached the Sharks at the one in Santa Clara, and that was a tight playoff race too at the time, and that one had significant meaning as well, if I remember.
It did. Time of year, so this is my 4th. The Santa Clara one, I think we lost LA 2-1 that night, if I remember correctly. It was a really good game, but we were battling for position or for playoff standings. Winnipeg, Edmonton, real early in the year. So not so significant, but rivalry and that type of stuff. Colorado, LA, in Colorado Springs, teams were at a different point of evolution. So every team is on its path, and the game means something to them, whether it's experience, whether it's playoff points. This is significant for both teams in playoffs. It's a great reward for Columbus and the city and the state. They've been an unreal franchise for many years now, 25 years, and to host this type of game and do the job they've done is a really good thing for them. And then individually, the players will take memories from here, win, lose, draw, whatever it might be, and they'll share them with their friends and their family for years. It's a different game. So it's significant in so many different ways.
Left side, front row.
Yeah, Todd, you were practicing close to the time you'll play tomorrow. I wonder what your observations were about ice conditions, visibility, the lighting. It's supposed to be similar to what it was.
Yeah, there weren't any issues as far as that goes. I thought the ice was in good shape. The NHL always does a pretty good job with these. There can be hiccups, of course, but there's hiccups in buildings. The lighting and the sun and glare and all that type of stuff wasn't significant. By the time we really got going, it was past dusk and dark. The wind was interesting. I hope we're the team with the wind at our back for 2 periods. Now, it can benefit you going on offense, and it can hurt you coming back. So, I guess it's like football. Do you want it in the first quarter, second quarter, whatever? But it was significant. At least it was for me, and I don't move too fast, so I think it was blowing me the other way.
Right side, last row.
Todd, for you guys to also have the opportunity to have a family and friends out there to skate on the ice after, how can moments like that bring the team closer together?
Special. That's special. The generations that are out there. I met Mr. Kane and obviously Patty and Patty's wife, and then he's got his little guy out there. That's 3 generations of hockey. The little one's trying to learn how to skate and just stand up. Patty's going to the Hall of Fame, and his dad probably, as a hockey parent, his dad and his mom, as hockey parents, gave him everything he needed. So that's really special. And then they all come together on the road, skate, share that moment. I think it does wonders. I personally took time to go around and meet the wives or the girlfriends. I haven't had a chance to do that anywhere. So that allowed me to put some names to faces. That's just my personal experience with it. And everybody has, again, a story to tell tonight. They're going to phone somebody tonight and say it was so cool because. And that's how it should be. They should have their own chapters.
Anything else? Thanks a lot, Todd.
Okay.
Red Wing players Dylan Larkin and Patrick Kane to take your questions. Once again, please raise your hand and wait for the microphone. And if you would, please direct your questions to one of the 2 players. We'll start left side, front row.
Dylan, can you just address the comments Todd made yesterday?
Yeah, I understand why he said it, and probably would have said it myself if I spoke to you guys after the game and wasn't happy. Haven't been thrilled with how I've been playing, but the team's been winning, and we've been playing well and going through some stuff right now to feel 100%, and I think I'll be there, but I understand why he said it, and I think I hold myself to a high standard, and wasn't happy with myself after that game.
Thanks. And just touch on what it was like stepping on the ice tonight and the whole experience of the practice.
Yeah, it was great. There's a lot of excitement with the guys, and it's pretty cool to just do something. It's something different, and it's probably the ugliest stadium I've ever been in, but it's cool to play hockey outside, and it's always special to have the family skate out there, and so practice was great, and then the family skate's always really special.
Right side, second row.
Yeah, Patrick, I know you've played in a bunch of these games. Just kind of wondering the experience from maybe the first one until this one, and also, do you think it's kind of come full circle a little bit playing outside in Columbus? You were drafted here when you started your career, and now, you get to play outside here.
Yeah, the first one's really exciting. I think, especially, for us, like the Winter Classic or the outdoor games weren't really super popular at that point in time. There'd only been a couple of them. For a while there, it seemed like we were playing an outdoor game every year. So kind of lost a little bit of excitement for it. But it's been like 5 or 6 years since I played in one. So it's exciting to, get back outside and see that feeling of just like walking into a rink in the middle of a football field and seeing the lights and how many people the stadium can fit. It should be a fun day tomorrow.
Stay in that same row.
Patrick, this is for you too. You've played in a bunch of them. Do you recall in any of those games where the standings were a focal point going into a game as much as it is right now? I mean, based on where these two teams are in any of the other outdoor games?
Probably not. I think we played in Minnesota and won maybe later in the year. We had a pretty good team that year. I think we were close to the top of the conference, so maybe it was a more important game for them. But obviously this one, it has a lot at stake to it, especially with them coming into our building last night and taking 2 points from us. We'd like to do the same to them here in Columbus.
Left side, second row.
Hey, Dylan, was it a little surprising or disappointing the way you guys came out last night, you think?
Yeah, it was, and we knew it was a big game, and like I said, we'd been playing well, and our record's been good of late, but you understand the significance and what a win, taking both games could have meant, but now we came in here earlier in the year and took 2 points, and now we got a chance to go 2-1 against them, and there's still a lot of hockey to be played. And we were in this situation last year where we let it slip, and it got to a point where ultimately it wasn't in our control at the end of the season. And right now we still control our own destiny. So we got to get back on the horse and start winning some games again.
Have you ever come down here for a football game or not?
No, never. I just, only just played against them at their hockey rink here on campus, and that's it.
Well, that one year, I mean, U of M, Ohio State, as far as hockey, was that a pretty good rivalry, or?
No, I mean, we had we beat them pretty good, so I don't know. I mean, there's always the rivalry there, and the fans get really into it, and it's fun to play into it a little bit.
Thanks, Dylan.
Right side, fourth row.
Kaner, with your experience in these outdoor games, how difficult is it to focus in once that puck drops, or is it easier than it looks, obviously, with all the fanfare and things going on outside?
Yeah, I mean, I think today was maybe more of a day where you can just kind of sit back a little bit and enjoy it, whether it's, seeing the atmosphere for the first time or, practicing and being on the ice, and then, obviously being with your family after is pretty special as well. So, today was more of a day to enjoy it, and then, obviously you want to take it all in tomorrow as well. But I think once you start playing hockey and the puck drops, you know that it's a game. It's an important game at stake too.
We'll take a couple more. Left side, front row.
Yeah, Patrick, you talked about obviously you have experience in playing in outdoor games, but this is the first time you have a child that's with you. And Todd mentioned the fact he looked out there and saw 3 generations of Canes, and it was kind of cool. Like, what was your kind of thought about it? Now all of a sudden you got a son that you're passing along.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I remember the first time I took him on the ice and skated with him. Everyone's like, watch bending over so much and picking him up. And I didn't really think anything of it. And then the next day, my lower back was kind of in one. So I kind of let Amanda do all the work today and just sit back and enjoy just being out there with, my parents and Amanda and Patrick and, my sisters as well. So I think that's a cool part about these events. It's an important game. It's a fun atmosphere. Obviously, ties in with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry too, and you can enjoy your family.
And just a second question, a follow-up. You are the reigning expert in outdoor, at least in this group here. What did you observe about the ice conditions, the lighting, tracking the puck? This is obviously a little different than some of the ones you've played in the past.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it doesn't really matter the day before, right? Because it could be totally different on the day of the game, but I'm sure the ice will be a little bit better tomorrow with it being colder, and sometimes today I noticed it a little bit, you're skating into the wind, and then the other way you're skating with the wind at your back. So I think that could be something that maybe comes into play, where maybe they might switch the teams and switch the sides with 10 minutes left in a period or something. But we'll see how it all shakes out, and other than that, just you're playing hockey on an ice rink.
Last one, left side, third row.
Dylan, admittedly, tongue-in-cheek here, but coming off Four Nations 1 week ago, now you're in a room with 7 Swedes. Does it feel like you've almost joined on that Three Crowns team as well, and how just odd to have so many folks from the same area?
No, it doesn't. That was obviously a great experience, and it's been a whirlwind coming back, but it's honestly been great being back around the guys and back home, I guess, and we have a great group of guys, and it's pretty cool that we have a lot of young Swedes, and I'm sure they're excited to soak in their first outdoor game, and Gus has been around for a while. He's a great mentor for those young Swedes, so it doesn't feel like I'm on Team Sweden or anything. It feels like I'm back home with the Red Wings and where I love to play hockey.
Thanks a lot, guys.